because it takes a minute to always start.
Oh yeah,
Like
give him about a.
it says we're live. It says we're live, but okay. I gotta ask.
Hey, hold on, fool. Let me go live on my Instagram. Hey, this shit. Hold on,
dude.
It's being stupid. There we go.
It doesn't set it to go on immediately.
No, you got to go to like the other and just go live.
Oh, okay. Well,
the window.
I've got to ask: is it just me, or were all the black people?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Dude, are all the black people in these films not black? That's just something I gotta ask.
Okay, hold on. The first one was black. He was in jail. Remember?
No, not that. No, her boyfriend. I'm not talking about the one in jail.
Hey, you talking about A? You talking about A-Train?
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, that's who you with?
So white.
I was like, this ain't a nigga.
As soon as I heard him, I'm like, dude, what the heck?
Hey, Rose, what's going on? Are you okay? I just need to take it, settle down. We'll figure this out. I'm like, well,
I thought he was gonna I thought he was just putting on that persona. But even when she started talking about ghosts and being possessed, he was still acting like a white dude. If your girl started talking to you like that, you would flip out on the dime, because it's instinctive.
All right, now that you got that question out the way, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Maurice here with EL-SCRIBBLER.
Levi, I guess you're gonna use your name.
Oh, you know what's funny? I that's what I'm saying. Like, I be thinking, like, should I just change my YouTube to Maurice?
Might as well.
I might as well. Because I thought the ladies would call me Big Daddy Mo, but every time I look in the comments, it's always the dudes.
Yeah, it's always.
They're like, "Hey, Big Daddy." I'm like, okay, I gotta change this shit.
Well,
I even had a kid ask me, like, "Hey, Big Daddy." I'm like, nope.
Yep,
I gotta change it.
That's when you change it.
Gotta change it. Hey, speaking of kids, remember you had that little fucking snatch him up white van, and you was passing out candy to the kids.
Oh, when I worked at the church, I freaking love that vehicle.
He worked at a church. He had a white van that looked about rapey as hell. And then he over here, they called him the Candy Man because he passed out candy to the kids.
Oh, I like that vehicle. There's nothing like okay. I would have bought a second one, but my girl refuses to allow me to get one.
Hell no.
Refuses.
Hell nah, bro. That's just
all right. But into Smile.
Yeah, we are discussing Smile 1 and 2. You can watch Smile 1 on Paramount, and the second one is in theaters now. So yeah,
and you can watch the first one on Hulu as well. It seems.
Oh,
and
it's
my
on
girl
Hulu?
said it was available on Netflix.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have Netflix. I'm too broke
I didn't see it there. So apparently you can find it anywhere.
Yep. I am too broke for Netflix. Dude, $22. Hulu is now $19, bro. If you got all the apps that I have, we're talking about a good $100.
Yep, it's basically like having Dish once again.
Yeah, you might as well just go back to Dish Network and Comcast.
Yeah, at least you get to pay for what you want this time around.
What was that bootleg shit you had got?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
You always get some random ass service. Oh, well, the satellite dish over here, it broads across the sun. That way I can get extra miles in here. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Just pick fucking Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. Oh, I got Google Fi.
But yeah, Smile.
Google Fi wasn't bad.
Smile. The first film, okay. So I was thinking this film was going to be primarily jump scares. Because when you get horror, you think jump scares.
Yep.
The first film literally has, I would say, probably one or two at the most. Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Hamza. Yeah, I can see you. Shout out to Morocco. My bad. Say that again.
The first film had probably one or two jump scares.
Okay. Stop. So we had you had a couple. You had a couple jump scares.
Like, because for me, I liked how it was more of a suspenseful horror. That's more
question. Do you even get scared during horror movies?
No, not really. Because that's why I don't like jump scares. Because the first film really worked on me. So when you build suspense, like the whole bomb under the table Hitchcock scenario for building suspense, that's technically what they do here constantly. Because in the film, you're so used when you watch horror films, like getting jump scared, because the audio will be absolutely, you know, how even in my room, there's room noise.
Yeah.
In the theater, it's nothing but like a pin drop you can hear.
Yeah, I
Because
hate
there
that.
is
I
no
hate that.
room noise. So you hear her open the fridge and it's like loud as heck. And the fridge is open for like 20 minutes. She puts her head in the fridge. And like the entire time, I'm like, okay, there's going to be a jump scare. There's going to be a jump scare. Then she closes it. Then she turns around and it's very slow. So everything feels like it's going to go
What
into
part
a
are you talking about?
and then there is no jump scare.
What part are you talking about?
Every part, they
Oh,
open the
okay,
door.
yeah.
Every part, she opens the fridge. Every
You know
part.
what? Hey, that they do that in both movies, actually. Not to
Yeah,
jump ahead, but I noticed they do that in both movies. But it's just I don't know, it's the that eerie feeling, the atmosphere, how they frame it too. There were so many times the way they framed it, I was just like, nah,
Oh.
something about to go on. And then it comes from somewhere else.
Yeah. Like, okay, so the shots that really bothered me, I hate it when cameras flip upside down.
Okay.
I hate it.
They did that in both movies, right?
They did it in both films. And the freaking POV where their face is right up in the camera.
Oh, so is that why you hated the scene in The Equalizer where he's just like stretched out and then the camera just flipped? Yeah. I hate you because every time I watch that scene, I'm just like, that looks so cool, but why you have to mess it up? You ruined that scene. I like that scene.
Yeah, I don't like things like that because it puts me in like the God mode type of situation instead of along with the narrative.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to give you like the reality has been flipped. So in the first film, you're technically following a psychiatric doctor who has a history of watching her mother, well, choke on her own vomit, ODing. Because you start off with her as a girl seeing her mother OD, and then she's a psychiatric doctor. And it's like, you're in a psychiatric ward. Of course, this is going to go crazy. Absolutely crazy. But the thing that got me to really, really invest in the story is the thought, what if mental illness was contagious? Just think of that. How crazy would that be if like being schizophrenic or being like having some kind of mental illness that makes you not who you were or see hallucinations was contagious? I know that kind of stuff is hereditary, but imagine if it was contagious. That is the thought that was in my head. It was like, this is insane. If I could
copyright pending.
Yeah, if I could, it's just nuts. It was crazy. Because imagine someone with like Down syndrome isn't really a mental illness. It's more like a birth defect. But you know, things like that. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. My bad, I'm reading the comment. Yeah, I'm keeping it. Hamza, what's up? I'm from Detroit. My boy from Cali.
For now.
For now. We know where he going. But yeah, hey, you got something there. You got something there.
But that's the thing. It's like, it was scary for me because she ends up talking to this this girl who a week before witnessed her professor take his own life right in front of her eyes.
Oh, so you know this movie is from the short film. I think it's called Laura Hasn't Slept. Okay, so this is from the short film, and then this is how we got Smile. And the girl that at the beginning she dies. She was the main character. She plays the exact same character. So I'm guessing, because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch it. I kind of like fast forward to the end. I'm sorry, man. The shit was scary. So I'm guessing that short film is probably the prequel because at the end that little old white dude has a smile. So maybe that was a prequel. I might have to check that out. No, I'm not checking that out. I'm sorry. I'm not checking that out. So there was no point even me saying that. I'm sorry.
Well, but at least we know that that's probably their three parts.
Yeah. Laura Hasn't Slept. Check that out. It's a short film. I think you can watch it on YouTube. It was only like 12 minutes.
And you don't want to see it?
Fuck that. I'm sorry. It's funny.
Those horror short films are normally scarier than the full versions.
When I skipped to the end and I saw that smile, I was like, "Oh, that's too much. That looks just worse than this. That's too much."
Like the Mama movie, it's just meh. You watch the short film, like 7 minutes long, gives you nightmares, absolute nightmares. You can watch the feature film, meh. You see the short film, and you can have nightmares off of that.
Hey, speaking of that, I'm kind of glad we're playing Xbox tonight because after seeing Smile, I kind of just need some, some good company.
Yeah.
Especially after the second one. I can't
Yeah,
wait till we can talk about the second one, but let's
because the first one, it's a psychological horror. It messes with your head. Like as soon as she witnesses the death, she starts seeing, like the first time you see it, I was like, wait a minute, shouldn't this be a jump scare? She's staring off against the wall. And then it shows us what she's saying, and it's in like black and white up against the wall, just a smiling girl. Just smiling.
Damn,
right
you're
back
right.
at her as she's drinking the wine. And it's slowly zooming in until her white black boyfriend walks in. And then she breaks her glass. And that's what I'm going to call him, because let's be honest, that is what he is.
That's A-Train. Put some respect on A-Train name.
He was acting as a white man, Bruce Foley.
Bro. Why?
Yeah.
We're talking about the movie Smile. Smile 1 and 2.
Yeah. They don't have any real. I guess you could go with the, because literally the one in prison was the most legit.
Hey,
right?
Come on. I was joking, but like,
No, but be honest. The way he reacted as soon as he found out that she was the carrier.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
That is how that is legitly how you would react.
You got niggas how anybody would react. You telling me I finally got rid of this motherfucker and your punk ass bring it back? You know what? That's 2 reasons why I don't like her. Because let's go to the beginning. So after we get Laura killing herself, police come, and then my boy Kumar, Kyle Penn from Harold and Kumar, he's the doctor.
Did you mention that?
Yes.
I like how these movies are like a house reunion.
Yes. Yes. I was thinking the same thing in the second one.
In the third one.
Yes, I was thinking the exact same thing in the second one. I'm like, hey, they got my boy here. But
they got Tobe, whatever it is.
There we go. And then Cutner and Taub.
Yeah.
But we got he's Kumar. I mean, he's always gonna be Kumar. But we got Kyle playing another doctor, basically her boss. And after all that, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna put you on a paid, leave. And here she go, Kumar, that's not necessary. What the fuck you mean it's not necessary? Bitch, you getting a paid vacation. You getting a paid vacation and you complaining?
Yeah. Okay, so she's working basically a volunteer job, right? That's what she's doing. She's working 80-hour weeks.
Yes. She was put on pay volunteer, but she still get paid though, right?
Yeah, but it's like a select amount, because those volunteer positions, they are supported via not fundraising, but like people put money to it. That's why in the beginning, the Kumar was saying, we can't just do this. We have backers, because there are people who invest. There are people who invest in like support groups, but there's only so much they can do for people. And she kept sending people without insurance. So it gives issues for Kumar to deal with the investors, because the investors will back out, which means everyone will lose money.
But yeah, when she tried to argue with him about getting a paid vacation, I hated her. You know for a fact that right before the bell rang for everybody to leave class, oh, teacher, did you collect the homework yet? I know she was one of those.
Yep. Well,
by the way,
she was about to leave before the phone rang, right? She left when the phone rang and she ran back. She got herself in the situation. She got herself in that situation.
Well, she was already cursed. She was already cursed because she had saw Laura.
Kumar had told her to leave. How long have you been here since the night shift? Yes. Well, leave before she got Laura.
She a dumbass.
And she ran back and grabbed it, and then she spoke with her.
Yes. Hey, see, now this movie, this character should be an example for all those motherfuckers that be at work trying to do more than what they get paid for. Because look what happened. Now she in this situation. All you had to do was just take your ass home. You'd have done enough for your job. But guess what? You wanted to do more. And guess what? I bet you Kumar done fucking replaced her a day later. How much you want to bet? Yeah, but you right though.
And if Kumar would have ended up in her place, it would have been a nice feed into house.
Man, that'd have been good. Oh, and then imagine if Harold popped up. Ooh, hey, what if we got a Harold and Kumar? How is it that every other podcast will bring up Harold and Kumar? What if we got a Harold and Kumar horror movie? Like, come on.
It'd be a funny one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They'd be doped up like crazy.
I don't know what it is with me and like horror comedies. Like, I don't know what it is. I gotta really write one. But a horror,
Dude,
Harold Kumar horror.
the funniest horror comedy I've ever seen is Stree.
Which
Absolutely.
which one?
Stree. Well, it's an Indian film, of course. But dude, it is absolutely, it had me laughing like crazy. Like crazy.
Ja ja ja. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Hispanic. Cha cha cha.
Da, da, da. No. Yeah,
But yeah, back to the
it had
movie.
me laughing like crazy. But like the film, like I like it because it's psychological horror. I enjoyed that aspect. There isn't jump scares. It's more of the eeriness of it that builds the suspense and scares you. Like you were saying, you were on your phone half the time because it wasn't scary. But for me, it was like it
Oh,
was the suspense.
when?
When you were watching it. It was like you didn't see
Talking about the second part or talking about
no
the first one?
first film.
Oh well, I had some drinks in me. Like
Yeah.
once it
Like
got scary, then I had my flashlight on my phone. So by
Like,
the way,
for me,
does this movie remind you hold on. What movie does this remind you of? And I feel like it does it beat by beat.
I don't know which one you're talking
Drag
about.
Me to Hell. Have you seen Drag Me to Hell?
No, I have not.
Watch
No, I
that.
have not.
It's by Sam Raimi. It's about this woman. She gives out. Her job is to give out loans and shit. And her manager kind of wants her to like be more firm, start giving out less. And then the old lady comes and she really needs the money, but she's like, nope, can't do it. This woman places a curse on her. Basically, this is gonna happen, not gonna happen, and at the end of all this, you're going to hell. So the whole movie was just basically all this crazy shit. It's Sam Raimi, Evil Dead. So it's a bunch of like practical effects and all that.
Yeah.
But the way that movie went, me watching Smile, I'm like, damn, this movie kind of reminds me of Drag Me to Hell, because even she thought like, oh, I did it. I killed the monster or whatever. And then come to find out, nope. And then boom, the guy, the boyfriend or whatever, sees the girl die. It kind of reminded me of that.
Okay.
So that's all I was saying. So if you do see it, if y'all do see Drag Me to Hell, kind of think about Smile and just see how they connect.
Somewhat similar. All right. Yeah. Because well, like I didn't care for the lead actress because the one thing is she's a psychiatric therapist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way she was talking, could she not psychoanalyze herself and realize that everything she was saying, everything she was doing was disturbed? How do you not look and see how you're acting and go like, okay, I am literally seeing all this stuff. How, as a therapist, can I talk about this to someone so that they see it? Instead of talking to my white black boyfriend and saying, no, I am possessed. It's like, no, that is like a normie. You're supposed to have a brain on you. You're supposed to be a therapist. You're supposed to know how to talk to people about these things.
Because if somebody came up to me saying like, oh my God, I keep seeing these people and they're smiling and this and that, I'm just going to be like, you know what I'm saying? So by you being a therapist and dealing with these type of people, honestly, they should have did that with her.
Yeah. And the thing is like, I love how this uses the longer the film goes, the more hallucination things happen. Like things she sees that don't actually happen. But while she's hallucinating these things, she's doing something else. Like when Mustache disappears, when she's hallucinating a break-in, her cat disappears. Because her body is thinking one thing, her mind is thinking one thing as her body's doing something else. It is crazy because you start seeing these things later on and go like, oh, that's what was going on. That was going on. And I got to say, they did it much better in the first film than they did the second film.
Really?
Yep. And
we'll get to that.
We will get to that. And because it was funny, I did my review on it. And I'm like, okay, let's see what other reviewers got to say. And I watched Jeremy Johns and I'm like, yep, the exact same thought. But it's like the film does it so well because you're looking back. It was like, what happened to Mustache? What happened during that situation? Oh, she had a hallucination. So what was her body actually doing at that time? What was actually going on at that time? It works so well because it bleeds it in. Yes, this film is a very short burn. It takes a while to get everywhere. At the very, like, okay, how much? There isn't really much to the film because she's trying to find out what happened. Oh, she goes to her ex-boyfriend cop.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm zoned out because I was in that bitch so scared that I didn't even. All I kept thinking about was when the next scare was gonna come. I was not thinking into it like that. I mean, yeah, when the cat or whatever pops up dead, I'm like, oh snap, she did that. That happened. But I wasn't thinking about it like that. Not
Yep.
to where with the second one, I was really like paying attention, like to every detail. Here, I was just fucking scared, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's why it works so much better in the first film, because they give you a reason as to why everything happened.
Yeah.
The cat disappeared. Well, she had hallucination at that point in time. All this stuff happened at a certain point in time. Like when she finally drives to the house, well, she breaks down and has a hallucination. But she has her cop ex-boyfriend, who apparently she left because she felt comfortable with him. I guess that's the story we got when she finally broke down and talked to him during a hallucination.
Yeah. I
But
like
it's
that
like,
actor, by the way. I've seen him in
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen him in the remake Nightmare on Elm. I think he was on the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, Jennifer's Body. And was he one of the vampires in Breaking Dawn Part 2 that
I
wanted to
don't
fight the
remember.
Volturi?
I don't remember. But I gotta say, like the cop, the fact that he was more of a boyfriend than her white black boyfriend. He was the one that followed her. He was the one that helped her. He did all the research and everything and found out that, oh, there have been like 20. There's only one person that has gotten out of it. There's one
Yeah.
person who witnessed the chain, but he is in jail for something horrific. Something horrific. We never heard what he was in jail for, but he was in jail for something horrific. That's where you get a true black man, like a true black man. Dude. You got to
I hope
admit,
you
it's
get
kinda funny.
canceled. Remember, his YouTube is EL-SCRIBBLER, so cancel the fuck out of him.
Dude. People will actually
But
do that. People will actually do that.
but man,
But
actually, but yeah, in order for, and then she gets to to see him, and come to find out, in order for you to escape that entity, you have to kill somebody and have somebody else watch. Isn't that right? Yes.
Yep.
So
You have
basically,
to
I
kill
have to
someone
kill him
brutally.
while his mom is watching. Like I have to
You have
like
to kill
stab the
someone.
shit out of him. I gotta like strangle him, get a chainsaw, cut his nuts off, all while his mama is watching in
Yeah,
order to escape that entity.
you got to kill someone brutally in front of
Ooh,
someone
I can't wait
in
to talk
order to
about the next
pass it
part.
on to someone else. But you know what I thought was going to happen
Mm-hmm.
during the film? Because remember, when Mustache is unwrapped and discovered, the kid Jonathan, he's traumatized. They kept mentioning he was traumatized.
Yeah.
I was thinking that the entity would actually pass on to him due to the fact that he was so traumatized.
Trauma, yeah. Because once the mind is weak, that's
Yeah.
that's when you at your lowest, that's when they get you. So yeah.
Because at the end of the film, it actually goes to like her mind palace where she takes on Smile.
Mm-hmm.
And she fights Smile, and then she escapes Smile, and then she goes to the officer. It's spoilers. It's all hallucination. But she goes to the officer, and I thought she was going to get a good night's sleep. She would turn on the news and see that her nephew killed himself in front of his parents.
I
was
that'd been
thinking
a great ending.
that was how it was going to end. And imagine how dark that would be. She feels she escaped it, but she had already passed it on to someone else.
That would have been wild. That'd have been messed up.
That would have been a more messed up ending, but I would have preferred it, honestly.
That's 2 dead Jonathans in 2 weekends. Terrifier 3.
You gotta admit that would be so much more impactful.
Oh, absolutely.
Than her burning herself in front of the officer.
Especially with her still seeing like hallucinations. Maybe it was just her being stressed out or still in that mind state. Not even like anything was going on. So that would actually been good.
Yeah. Because I think it would have been good that she escaped it, but realized she had already passed it on. She had already passed it on. You may have found a way to escape it, but you have already passed it on. But the way they ended it, I gotta say, was the best part. Because just move on to 2. Because
Bro, I love that opening.
The start of 2 is perfect.
I loved it.
Perfect.
Because when I was like looking up the cast, I'm like, hey, who's in it? And then I saw his name. I'm like, they brought my boy back. Let's go. And then all of a sudden, when it said 6 days later, I was like, oh shit. So because he saw her die, it's now onto him.
Well, because remember, the way they showed her die was in the pupil of his eye. They zoomed into his eye, and you see her face, and she's just smiling.
Yeah.
Smiling at him as her body's on fire.
That was crazy.
And I gotta say, the way it started, it was like, ooh, they jumped straight into it. He knew how to get rid of it immediately. So what did he do? He's an officer. He found 2 dirt bags in order to kill one in front of the other.
Love that, bro. And that knife. Oh my god, he went all the way up in there. By the way, I love when movies have the camera on like the car doors and shit. I don't know why I always like that. Little trick or whatever.
Yeah, not nice moving shot. Yeah, I always enjoy some moving shots, not the flipping upside down, but the nice moving shots.
But then also, like right after he kills him, like boom, he should be fine. This fucking asshole shoots back at him, so now he's dead.
Yep, he ends up killing the 2 people he wanted to pass it on to. However, there happened to be a drug dealer who witnessed the whole thing, and it passed on to him. Yep. So the officer tries to escape, and guess what?
By the way, I like that little
homies show up.
I like that. Yeah, I like that scene. I like that whole scene. That was intense. But then I was like, wait a minute, because the trailer, I didn't really watch the trailer as much because I didn't expect I was actually going to see it. Like,
I never saw the trailer.
Yeah, I'm not going to see this. But then all of a sudden, during the movie, I started forgetting parts. So I'm like, what the hell? But then I remember one part where somebody gets hit by a car, and I was just like, oh, it's about to be him.
Yep.
But
he finally gets away.
Right. But I love the whole chase, everything leading up to it. But damn, he did all that just to get killed by a fucking truck.
See, now I don't mean to spit on your Terrifier 3 opening, but this is how you do an opening. This is how you do an opening.
I mean, I give you this. The opening does play a part. It is important because the entity went on to the drug dealer. And then the drug dealer gave the entity to I forgot her name. Fucking Skyler. Yeah, so yeah, so I mean, yeah. Even though Terrifier 3 opening also has some importance because if he didn't go kill that family, he wouldn't have the toys to give to the kids at the mall and end up killing them.
Were those the toys he used?
Yep. See, it played a part. He didn't just have regular.
Then why wasn't that family on the news at any point in time?
Stop. Let me talk. God damn it. Because I remember she had like the little possum or whatever, the little stuffed toy, and then one of the kids took out a toy and it was that stuffed possum. I saw that on TikTok.
Okay.
So yeah,
and that family that was butchered wasn't on the news.
Hey.
What was on the news was the mall explosion, but not what happened prior.
You like Lethal Weapon 4? Of
course, man.
It's a good movie, right? That's a good movie, right? Hey, what about that? What about that one scene where they was out in the rain and the dude had the flamethrower? And that shit was a great moment, right? That was a great. Yeah. It ain't played no fucking part, but it was enjoyable, wasn't it? It was enjoyable. That was enjoyable, yes. Okay, so the opening of Terrifier 3, even though it didn't play a part in anything, was a great opening.
But heck, he was wearing full plate body armor. And it was supposed to symbolize that he was retiring. Like that was his last gig.
Shut the fuck up. And this is to let us know that, hey, this is a Terrifier Christmas. I'm fucking up everybody, kids included.
All right.
That's what that was for. Back to Smile 2. The opening scene, honestly, I loved it. Probably like one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Because, okay, from there on to the Weeping Angels, and I'm just going to call it the Weeping Angels till we get to the actual part. Mm-hmm. From there to the Weeping Angels, it's actually better than the first film. After the Weeping Angels scene.
Weeping Angels?
I'll explain it when we get to it. It's the third. It's the beginning of the third act.
Okay.
So after we get the whole introduction, we go to Skyler on Drew. Drew show.
Drew Barrymore. Yeah.
The Drew show, basically interviewing and being like, "Yes, I'm back on tour after being a year off. We're gonna get back at it." You know, all that.
Her name is Sky, by the way. It's Sky Riley.
Sky Riley. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. That was close enough. But
it was like, close.
On the Drew show, she's talking about I'm gonna be back, and she's been off for a year. She got in a car accident led to the death of another actor, and it's just like all this stuff. And it's like she's been sober for a year because she was coked out of her mind and completely drunk when she got in the accident. Yeah. So she's been sober and she's finally going to go back on tour.
By the way, when we see the flashback of the two of them in the car accident, did she look like the same person or did she look different to you?
Well, she looked different.
Like she looked, I mean, like
Well,
she looked so different to where it didn't even look like her. I was like, is
well,
it me? Is it
she
my
had
glasses?
she had her black hair. She had her because this is the chick who played Princess Jasmine in the Aladdin movie.
No, this is the chick that played the Pink Ranger in Power Rangers. Get it right. Hey, Naomi Scott will always have a place in my heart because she gave us that Power Rangers movie that was actually really good. It was really good.
Where's the sequel?
Bitch ass motherfuckers don't know a good movie if it hit them in the eye, bro. They go see Transformers a million times, make it be like $3 billion. But we get a good Power Rangers movie. Yeah, it has some issues, but overall it was a good movie. And y'all don't go see it? Y'all don't go see it for my boy Jason David Frank?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of their outfits, but
no. The Power Ranger suit, I wasn't a big fan because I'm like, how can you do martial arts? This is like Iron Man suits. That was one of the problems. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
man.
but going back to it, yeah, she played Princess Jasmine, and because she has the long black hair, she looks different because she's like caked on silver reflective eye makeup.
Okay,
and it just looks so freaking weird. She does not look like the actress we got, which is supposed to kind of symbolize changing of who she is.
Because her story we've seen that a million times, and I'm not talking about a movie. I'm just talking about in real life. Like how many actors, actresses, somebody in entertainment that were going uphill, and then they dealt with drugs and all types of substance abuse and all that. So that's basically what we're getting here. And honestly, dude, I was rooting for her the whole time because it's just like she's trying to better herself. You know what I'm saying? She got her career. She's trying to get that popping. She's trying to, be sober. So the whole time I am rooting for her like a motherfucker.
And her acting, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely.
Oh my God, she was great.
Phenomenal.
She was great.
I like her the way she emulated the fear, the way she emulated everything, the way she interacted with people around her. It wasn't like the idiotic therapist who's supposed to know better. It was like you could feel, because they did spend more time announcing her character, because you realize she had a scarred past. It helps build her with who she is. She's trying to better herself. You find out why she's drinking all that water. The reason
I thought that was like a comedy bit, and then when she said it keeps her, kind of like sober, I was like, oh shit. And you see her just down in those waters like crazy.
Yep. Because she wants them. She wants it. And to find out that a lot of the water she drank was not real.
Yo, yeah, because when she went to the hospital, she was still dehydrated.
But that hospital scene was never real.
Bro, we're gonna get to that soon. Because man. But
so it's insane. It's insane because she ends up needing Vicodin, because you finally see like her body's scarred up from the accident. She has you got to introduce. Sorry, I keep jumping around, but
yeah, what's up,
this
Aria?
So well done, because the film feels like the behind the scenes making of type thing.
Yeah, I actually like when we get to see her doing like a whole rehearsal,
the dance routines.
Yeah, it just goes the whole time. I'm like, I like that. I like the wardrobe shit, the fan signing, it really is like a behind the scenes. It's like
I absolutely love that. I absolutely love it, because you get a lot of these films where they like follow a superstar the next film. Like they do that in horror films quite a bit. This one was the one that felt real. It felt legit for me. I enjoyed that because it literally felt like we were behind the scenes with her. We felt like we were struggling along with her. We could see how much she was putting in and the fact that she was breaking down. We saw her mother being more interested in the financial aspect than helping her daughter. We saw
that was before. That was, I ain't gonna lie. After this movie, I was just like, did we?
Yeah,
but we did. We did beforehand, I think.
Yeah, so her mother is absolutely interested in the money. But remember, there's that one scene was like, when the whole room was wrecked. Are you on drugs? Please be honest with me. I need to know. Please talk to me. And then she goes, no. Okay, I believe you. So it's kind of this mixed feeling, because we don't know, because the end never happened, which is the thing that bothered me the most, because it's like we finally
get to that later.
Yeah,
because
we got some conclusions and they never happened. But the way it gets passed on to her is she needs Vicodin for her surgery, for her pain. But no doctor will prescribe her anything stronger than Tylenol because she's an addict. So she went to the drug dealer who witnessed the whole thing. She went to the drug dealer, and the drug dealer pulls a sword on her immediately.
Yo,
because he
that
did not remember.
That motherfucker played crazy real good. Because I swear, when he pulled up to that sword, one, I thought he was getting. Well, I knew he wasn't going to kill her, but it looked like he was getting ready to slice her ass up. And then all of a sudden, he kind of just like snaps back out of it and just like, my bad, bunch of crazy shit, goes back to the cocaine.
Yeah, it's just like, why are you here? Who are you? Why would Sky Riley be here? Why would Sky Riley be in my apartment? Why? You sent me a text. It's just like, oh, when did I send this? I don't remember sending this. I don't remember sending this.
Yeah, I love that with him, we see like all the stages of it. Like, so when he started doing, I'm like, okay, so she's going to be doing shit like that without knowing it, you know, like he's basically, his introduction as with that entity shows you everything that's going to eventually happen to her. So I like this whole scene.
Like, that's what I like about the start of this film, because it literally answers everything that the first film kind of explained. How you can pass on the entity to someone else, how it breaks down your mind over time. They literally did in like the first 20 minutes as they show the introduction with the cop trying to pass it on to someone else, and then showing the drug dealer completely mentally ill, saying, my week's been bad, I didn't message you. But the one thing that really sells Sky Riley's character is the way when she's like sitting on the couch waiting for him to bring back the Vicodin when he disappears, which was creepy because she's just sitting there for like a minute or two.
Yeah.
Dead silence. And I hate it when they don't have room noise.
It's so many scenes like that in this movie.
Yeah, it's eerie. But she's staring at the cocaine. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, she's going to break it. She's going to end up doing it.
I figured she wouldn't.
Yeah. But the thing is, you realize why. Every time she sees like heavy drugs, you see her memory, her past, what she experienced because she was so high.
Yeah.
And it's like that memory pops into her head. There is no way she would ever do that stuff. Why? Because, well, she has a constant reminder of what her actions caused, of what happened because of it. So it's so well done because you could literally remove her flashbacks and it'd still be strong, but it wouldn't be as impactful. Because it just helps double down on her personality. Because, okay, if they went the Crow route where they're just drug-addled freeloaders, you would hate them. You would hate her.
Oh, you talking about the remake?
Yeah, the remake.
Okay.
They're just drug-addled. Like here, you can sympathize with her. You can feel for her because she's trying to better herself.
Because one of the things that I was hating was, I'm like, okay, everybody knows about her substance abuse. So when she starts freaking out, everybody's gonna think she's back on, drugs and alcohol.
Yep. Yeah, because it's like the whole thing just works so well. Because imagine if they remove the backstory and she just went to the drug dealer for drugs and ended up doing some drugs there. I mean, I wouldn't care if she died. I wouldn't have any sympathy for her because she put herself in that situation. Here, she's just wanting a stronger drug because no one's willing to prescribe her anything more.
Drug addicts don't deserve to die. They don't deserve to die.
But it's harder to sympathize with them.
I feel you. Yeah, it's just like you're just looking at it like, oh, there's another dumbass.
Yeah.
If you already started off with a character that nobody can sympathize with, that's doing some shit they shouldn't be doing. So you're kind of just like, hey, if this bitch dies, she die.
Yeah. But the only reason she went to the drug dealer was she needed something stronger and no one would prescribe her anything stronger. And the fact that she didn't touch the cocaine, and then she witnesses the therapist, the drug dealer bash his own head in. It just
that scene was all right
with an iron weight. Yeah.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Every time he like smashed his face and then just like brings it down, you can just hear the scraping.
Yeah, and you hear the dripping, and she keeps hearing that sound consistently.
Yeah.
But this is what I don't like. This is what makes a horror so well is the lack of room noise. The sound of his flesh being peeled off of the iron weight is just bad. It's you can hear it, you feel it because there's no room noise. If you have room noise, it kind of takes away from it because it doesn't sound as close or as on top of you. And he peels it away and then immediately goes back and it slowly peels away and then goes
Ooh.
back.
And then when you see like his face is covered in blood and it's like the skin is just all off, you still see a smile forming.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then she just starts dealing. She runs away, doesn't say anything, and then she gets a message a while later. Were you at this person's place?
Hey, by the way, puke has DNA in it.
What?
Puke has DNA in it, right?
Yeah.
They have her. I know they have her blood samples or something, right? I mean, they were in a car accident, or they were dealing with cops.
They have everything.
They were dealing with cops and all that, so they should have knew that she was there.
But nobody reported it. Like even on the news, because remember, it's a few days.
It's been a week. He's a drug dealer that probably has no real friends.
Yep.
And it's only been a week, so I give you that.
The only people who show up are the people who contact him for drugs, and he has them come by.
That's true.
That's how it operates. So if he's not responding to people who are wanting to buy drugs, no one's going to show up.
Yeah, that's
true. The only person who showed up was Tao because he was wanting to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks through the phone, finds out who the last person who was messaged was.
Stop. But did he? Did he really?
I think so. Because remember, the only thing that was a hallucination was, okay, why would Gabby was the one that took control, right? Gabby, that whole scenario was the hallucination.
Gabby, yeah. By the way, I like Gabby. Well, I like the version of Gabby that I thought I had, because she seemed like a fucking ride or die. I was like, okay, we got this bitch going. Let's go.
And then you find out, I was never going to call you. I was never going to call you. What's with those messages you've been sending? But if you think about it, like, she stayed the night. She woke up. When her mother came to go get her, she says, oh, hi. And remember, her mother was constantly telling her daughter to call Gabby, talk to Gabby. It's always good to have a friend. And she doesn't acknowledge Gabby being there. I thought that was weird. I'm like, she wanted her daughter to talk to her. Why is she not saying, oh, hi, I'm glad that you're here? Turns out,
I did catch that. I was like, damn, are they mad at each other or something?
Yeah, it's like the whole thing's a hallucination. The whole thing was a hallucination. It's like, oh, that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. But I believe Tao's character was real. You don't?
I don't know.
Because there was the first message, then there was the second message, then there was a third message, you're in danger, I can save you. She talks to him. You finally meet him. But after she runs away, this is when it gets to the point where I don't like it. So it gets to the Weeping Angels. She gets to her apartment, and then she sees all the smiles staring at her in her bedroom.
That scene was fire. That scene, you ain't like that scene?
I loved it.
Oh, that scene. Oh, and especially when she like turn around, they get closer. It reminded me of that little DLC from Resident Evil. When you turn around, then all of a sudden the mannequins keep moving.
Yep, it's the Weeping Angels.
Shit was so scary. And then especially when the one dude just breaks the fucking light bulb. I'm like, bro. Yeah. At one point, I thought they were getting ready to do like the whole dance routine or something with the way they were flipping her.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, what is going on?
So that's why I call them the Weeping Angels, because in Doctor Who, they have these Weeping Angels that only move. They're statues, but only move if you're not looking at them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess shit from Resident Evil.
It is creepy. And they also have it in
Hey, I'm sorry. Let's stop doing that. I gotta throw away that cardboard cutout of the Rock. I got to. Because now you got me thinking like, well, shit, I'm getting my Hot Pockets, and next thing I know, motherfucker just keeps getting closer and closer and closer. That shit is scary.
The cardboard cutout won't be moving. If he takes a step, he's falling flat on his face.
No, motherfucker, like sliding up against the wall.
Oh, okay.
Like he'd be here, and then all of a sudden right here. Like, why the fuck is he closer to the edge? And then next thing you know.
Yeah, but that's something I liked. The one thing that made it different than like the Weeping Angels, because when she would back away, they would keep the same distance.
Yeah.
The way they moved through the halls, crawling on like the wall, that is absolutely creepy. They were like a frozen wave, but every time she moved, they would crawl like spider along the walls on top of each. It was bizarre. I loved it.
They pulled that off. That scene, because honestly, even when I saw the trailer, That was the main thing I remembered is the fact like you just got like it felt like the fucking Rat King from Last of Us Part 2. Just like all the infected combined together. I thought that's what it was at first. I'm like, bro, like I don't know, man. That scene was just so damn creepy.
Yeah, it was
I loved it.
Absolutely creepy. I love that the most because she's trying to get away. She's trying to run. The fact that that one dude breaks the light with his bare hand, just smiling, and then they capture her and everything. And the next thing you know, after that, nothing else matters until the very end of the film.
Yeah, that's when this movie because that's when she wakes up in the hospital.
In the hospital.
And
where
that's
they say
when
she was
shit gets
dehydrated,
wild.
which is, was that true? That's where her mother kills herself, which isn't true because it shows that she was holding
she killed her mother. She killed the mother.
That's the thing. Her mother killed herself, and then when she's running to the door, she's holding the glass.
Oh yeah.
Then she tries to escape. Then she finds Gabby. Gabby, ride or die, and takes her on the joyride to go find Tao to basically freeze her body, inject herself with like a heart-stopping thing.
But then remember, that was never Gabby. Because Gabby never even fucking responded to those messages.
Yep.
Which sucked because I'm like, yeah, man, they back being cool and shit. She still thinks she's a bitch.
Yeah. It's 40 minutes of the film serves no purpose to the story. And that's the thing that absolutely aggravated me because it was like, all right, my thoughts about the mother were answered in that moment. Right? The Tao, we get what he wants to do in that moment, or was he a hallucination? Everything. Gabby, we find out that she was a hallucination. It's like all this stuff. Oh, if that's the case, was Gabby a hallucination?
Say that again. What was the last part you said?
Is Gabby a hallucination?
Like as a person?
Yeah. Because if you think about it, when you find out she's a hallucination, was during the hallucination. So what was Gabby really a hallucination? It could have been real in the hallucination because remember, after the weeping angels scene, everything's a hallucination. So everything we heard from that, where Gabby was a hallucination, might be a lie. Where Tao was talking to her, might be a lie. Where the mother only cared about money, might be a lie. That's the thing I don't like. All the answers we got just gave us more questions because nothing was answered. In the last 40 minutes, nothing was answered. It gave us even more questions because now I'm like, okay, was Gabby hallucination or was she real? Because they told us she was a hallucination in the hallucination.
No, you know, and that's the thing. Because of that shit, when the movie finally cuts off, I was just like, hold on. So that part was real? Like I was really sitting there waiting like, okay, just gonna snap out of it. Yes. Okay, that happened. She's gonna snap out. And then I was just like that really, because I'm sitting there, even while I'm hearing everything, I'm like, nah. So honestly, why I kind of like the twist, the fact that everything was an hallucination and the entity does kill her, I didn't like it because we spent like a good chunk of that fucking movie.
40 minutes.
And everything was just a fucking lie.
Yep.
I don't like when movies do that. Like the movie Repo Man. You remember Repo Man?
Twilight.
That was like an 8-minute battle. That was it. And that battle, that stopped. That actually served a purpose because by him seeing that, even though technically by him seeing that, he should have been able to like change everything. Yep. Yeah, but by him seeing that, he realized that, oh shit, we're going to die. So you know what? We're going to live to fight another day. That served a purpose. Are we going to keep talking about scenes that serve purposes?
The purpose of that was to make people feel sorry that the characters they like were dying off. That's what it was about. And then you see it. Oh, it was all a dream sequence.
Hey, get your fucking finger out my face, bro.
That's exactly what it was for.
That was a great scene. When Carlisle got his head ripped off, bro, everybody in the theater damn near got up, bro.
Exactly. And then you find out the whole thing was a lie.
I ain't prove your point. Don't fuck with me, bro. I ain't prove your point. It was a great scene. It happened like that in the book. Kinda. You know what? You didn't read the book. It happened like that in the book. It happened like that in the book.
You know the whole thing's a dream sequence before they go into it.
I forgot, honestly. Once that nigga Carlisle got his head ripped off, my heart dropped.
But like I said, it's like all the things, because literally, if they would have stopped it right after, because literally her hand or the Smile's hand is going down her throat, and the next thing they could have gone to was her on stage.
Yeah.
Her on stage performing. That is where you put the transition, because for us it would be a much shorter runtime, much more concise, much more impactful. Because now the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm complaining about it, because we would be thinking, was Gabby real or was she fake? Was Tao real or was he
Yeah,
fake?
I was thinking that too.
Like, that's the thing. But now the introduction of Gabby being fake, well, was during a hallucination. So now we don't know if she was fake or she was real. Because it was like, oh, okay, she's fake. She's fake. We know that from the beginning. But it was during a hallucination we found that out. Just like the mother not caring about her daughter, just wanting money. We found that out during a hallucination. So what I was thinking in the beginning wasn't justified. It's like, what the heck? What the heck? I wanted answers to the film, not more questions.
Yeah.
Or just leave us with questions and don't try to answer it in a hallucination.
By the way, okay. So the design for the actual entity, well, not the actual entity, but when when it's her and, oh, by the way, when she's in that fucking the freezer and then she looks up and then she sees herself dangling from that car accident.
Yep.
I thought that was fucking dope. Especially when
cool.
when she had to like unlatch herself. So I'm like, damn, we're kind of seeing more of what happened, but now it's spilled on directly onto her. But when her fucking eyes did that thing, that was it. That was it, bro. I was done for. Like, that shit scared the hell out of me. But by the way, we didn't even talk about Homeboy, the boyfriend. Did you know that was Jack Nicholson's son?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I can see that.
It looks just like him.
Yeah, I can see that smile. I'm like, oh, that's The Shining.
Yeah, as soon as it's The Shining and Joker. As soon as he did that smile, I was like, that's Jack Nicholson.
It's funny. They kept bringing him up so much. They got him on a poster. I thought he was going to play a big part.
No.
He really only showed up like maybe 2 times.
What's funny is in the film, he plays a famous actor's kid who's trying to be an actor, but died in a car accident. So he's literally a famous actor's kid who's trying to be an actor.
Mm-hmm. By the way, speaking of that, we missed that whole that banquet scene or whatever, where for the was it the privileged youth or something?
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. But where she knocked the old lady down.
That scene was so wild because she's sitting there just trying her hardest. Once that teleprompter stops, she's trying her hardest to like keep shit going, but she's just making it worse for herself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're doing this in front of the kids.
But she was doing it in front of investors.
That too.
Yeah.
But I thought about the kids.
Not the kids. The kids would need to hear that.
See, I ain't gonna lie. I thought she was there for like the kids or something. I thought it was like a kids event.
It was for investors to give more money.
Okay.
That's what it was for.
Well, they didn't get that money now.
But
I thought that whole scene was just fucking wild, bro. Like, Naomi Scott is a good actress. Like, honestly, I would throw her up there for like a Golden Globe or an Academy Award or something.
Yeah,
because not only did I root for her, she made the character sympathetic. And when you see her downfall, it's honestly sad as shit, because they're just gonna. That's the thing that gets me about this movie, because when it's all said and done, they're gonna look at her as she was probably back on the drugs and alcohol.
Yeah,
well, they could easily. Car accident.
Well, the thing is, now that she is deceased, they're gonna do an autopsy on her body and find out that she's clean.
Yeah. So all that is just gonna be wild.
Yeah, that she's fine. They're gonna realize that nothing was there, and then everyone who is at the thing takes their own money. That's going to be the nuts.
Now, when I saw that ending, I remember I compared the movie to Drag Me to Hell, the first one. This one, have you seen Truth or Dare?
Yeah.
They pulled a Truth or Dare by having some shit happen in front of thousands of people, and now everybody has it. So my thing is, are they even going to do a Smile 3, or what's going to happen? Because, I mean, they could leave it here. They could leave it here and be like, they gave it to the whole world or whatever.
They need to bring 13 in.
Yeah. Ooh, fuck that. Bring 13 and House.
Yeah. Have them solve it.
Yes.
Have them solve it.
Yes.
Let House. The doctors that are figuring out.
Guess what? So the next movie, we start directly at the concert. And guess who's in the fucking audience? It's a fucking reunion. house at 13. And now he's seeing shit. So now he got to Sherlock Holmes that shit and solve it. Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
God.
imagine if they go down the route where it is contagious. It is just contagion. Mental illness that's contagion. He solves it and starts treating everyone. But I gotta say, the Smiles form in the first film was creepier than Smiles form in the second.
Absolutely.
That slender man, tall looking thing.
Yes. That scared the fuck out of me. That's why I was just like, the design for the actual entity is cool. Like, it's creepy as hell to think that is going down somebody's throat. Pause. And also, when he's opening up her mouth to see what it do, I saw a picture on. I actually got a chance to see a picture on Twitter, so I analyzed it. I love how you can see the whole opening of the throat, the tongue, the teeth. Yeah, pause. The tongue, the teeth, all that shit. It is just so fucking just nasty to look at. Like, man. But yeah, that big, giant, 10-foot tall looking big bitch is scarier than just some fucking the Resident Evil things.
Yeah, the thing that came out of her stomach, out of her incision.
All that is the bigger version of the liquors from Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the first movie is like a tall woman. It's a tall, creepy woman. The
only creepy part was that it was just gruesome, like Terrifier, where it just crawled out of her stomach.
Yeah.
That was it. The rest was just like meh. But that's the thing. It was like if it went from the Weeping Angels to that, like the very end, I think this movie would have been so much better.
Oh, this movie was too long. It was 2 hours and 12 minutes. They could have cut like maybe 20 at least.
Well, that's the thing. The last segment after the Sleeping Angels is 40 minutes long.
Yeah, you
that would have been an hour and 30-minute film, roughly.
As enjoyable as it was, when you see that it didn't matter one bit, you could have cut all that shit out, or at least
that don't matter.
At least not even cut all of it out. Shave that down. Yeah. But damn, that was the third act. The whole third act is an hallucination.
Yep,
that's wild.
That's what I mean. It's like the whole thing is just aggravating. It's like you start to think about it and like, well, we've already discussed it, that everything that was announced and introduced, it's all hallucination. So
is there even any way to beat the entity at this point? Well, I mean, yeah, but you have to pass it to somebody else. So no, see, because Tob, were they ever? I don't think they were ever in the freezer.
No, they weren't in the freezer. That was a hallucination.
So when the fuck was Tob actually real? Those messages though were real.
In the bar. That's the only time you see him.
Yeah.
Talking about the 8th victim who crowbarred his own mouth off.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to get Hugh Laurie to reprise his role as House, and he has to do Smile 3. Because he'll be the only one that can get answers from this motherfucker.
The only way that Smile can be stopped at this point, and this is gonna.
I'm sorry. I need a number 3 because I don't want y'all to just say fuck that. It ain't no stopping it. Unless y'all actually give us some more about this shit and then be like, yeah, it's really no stopping it.
Yeah,
I'd be happy.
This is America. There's probably a shooter in the crowd. Too much? Was that too much?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's America. It's America. There's probably one or two. They go mentally ill. What are they going to do? Well, hopefully they all do the same thing at the same time and then clear out the population.
Hell no.
Oh, imagine if the third film starts off that way and then only like a few survivors.
You talking about the actual concert?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, that'd be dark.
But
well, the butcher was at one theater or one concert, remember?
Trap. That boy Shyamalan really was trying to plug his daughter's music. Yeah. And the fact that his character is the uncle, I'm like, come on, bruh. I mean, I don't know. She's fucking gorgeous, I'll tell you that. He has a beautiful daughter.
Yeah. So Smile, the first film I say is better only because it does not, if you remove the third act from the second film, hands down, one of the best horror films I've ever seen. If you remove the third act entirely, hands down, one of the best horror films I've ever seen, because you're left with questions instead of answers that serve no purpose in the long run. I'd rather have questions at the end of the film than answers that are just more questions because they serve no purpose.
Yeah.
The first film is suspenseful. The first film kind of leans into the mental illness aspect, the psychological horror aspect, the fact that you see Smile all the time, and it's not a jump scare type thing. It's just, oh, she's out the window, standing on the ground, staring up at the doctor in the distance. And it's just creepy. The fact that she's in the shadows just smiling at her in the house. It's creepy. All the little stuff that lead up to things. The fact that you look back on it and it's like, oh, this is when she hallucinated this. This actually happened. Oh, when she was doing this, this actually happened. In the second film, you start seeing some of that, but the problem is a lot of it is negated by the third act. Everything is so well done. Even the jump scares were so well placed. All the way until the weeping, because the weeping angel scene is the best and the most creepiest scene in the film. You got to agree.
Oh, no, I agree.
All over the walls.
I fucking agree.
And then after that, you find out that after that scene, everything didn't matter. The next 40 minutes of the film does not matter. And it ruins it for me. It ruins it because you had such an amazing performance, such an amazing origin story for the character. She's relatable. You get sympathetic. You start feeling sorry for her. You start rooting for her. There's a chance that she can just put herself under. You find out that she can escape it because it's the fourth day. It's literally the fourth day where Tao is talking to her. And she leaves, gets possessed, and the next thing she knows, she's on stage 2 days later. That's how it should have been. Where the 2 days just flew by because she was not in control. She missed her opportunity. She missed her one chance of freedom. Instead of giving us all these hallucinations, which I guess the hallucinations are supposed to show that she's trapped in her own mind for those 2 days. But then everything they told us was a hallucination. If anything, they should have showed us like trapped in a white room trying to escape. At least we know she was trapped.
Honestly, I like the second one better than the first. I mean, Naomi Scott performance, she was amazing. Every scene, all the fucking fear, the anxiety, bro. Like, I thought she did a lot better than the actress from the first movie. Again, like you said, I agree on a lot of things you say. Like the Weeping Angel scene, I thought that scene was fucking awesome. Honestly, I was expecting them to start doing parkour around the room. It was so wild. But as much as I was enjoying everything in that third act, the fact that all it did was have me walking out, leaving me confused. The fact that as it's ended, as she's killing herself, I'm sitting there thinking like, it's over? It's over? Like it was to the point where the movie didn't even feel over because I was expecting another twist. And the fact that all that shit was just a lie and you're walking out like, okay, so what happened here? Like, was this person really real? Like, she was in the car. Like, it was just like you said, it was just like a lot of fucking questions. Yeah. So that kind of pissed me off.
Because for 40 minutes, they spent answering things. And then at the end of the film, she takes her own life because all those 40 minutes that they were answering questions where the whole thing was a hallucination. Mm-hmm. So it leaves you thinking, it was like, this can't be the end. They just gave us more questions by revealing that everything they answered.
All right, bro, you talk for like 5 minutes. We ain't doing that.
That's the thing. It's like,
and he still did it
better from beginning to end because the whole thing's concise. It all serves a purpose. The last act in the second film ruins it for me. It ruins it, even though it is by far the better acted, the better narrative driven until the third act. It's better in every single way because even the character is relatable. Unlike the first one, you don't care about the therapist. I didn't.
All right, like I was saying, because damn, yeah. And then Smile One is cool. It has some good jump scares. I mean, I liked seeing like the therapist kind of like damn near start. I actually thought like she was going to end up being one of the patients towards the end because she was acting like one of the patients.
Yep.
But Yeah, I mean, come to find out, like I said, the movie reminded me of Dragging Me to Hell because everything that was going on, I know exactly how it was going to end. Even before I googled the end of that movie like way beforehand because I never thought I was going to watch the movie until we started doing this podcast. But yeah, even though I knew the ending, watching how it goes, I was just like, yeah, this shit is going to go the way I knew it was going to go, and it did. But this one, even though that third act was, they should have really changed that up. The movie was surprising. The movie had a lot of twists. The movie had great performances. I felt like everything that the first one was, I feel like they doubled up on that.
Yep.
I mean, even that first kill was just fuck. Well, the first kill from the first movie was also brutal, but yeah, I like the second one a lot more, and you really dive into Sky Riley, whereas the first one is just like her mom OD'd and shit. She saw that, but
Yeah.
here,
And her mom asked for help and she refused to call the cops.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like here, it's like, okay, we know this story. We see this pop star who was probably top of their game fall off because of some personal shit. And now we're seeing them rise back up to take that spot back. But now with this, they're going down. And you don't want to see that happen with this character. And because of Naomi Scott's performance, you really feel for the character even more because the scene where I thought she killed her mom, my jaw dropped. You'd have thought I was watching Terrifier because I was just like, her life is completely over now. Like at this point, you might as well let the entity kill you. Like it's over. Like that's how invested I was into the character. So that alone makes me like the second movie better. Just I really wish that third act wasn't a whole 40-minute hallucination. So
yeah, if they would have cut it down to basically 10, maybe 20 minutes, it'd be acceptable. 20 minutes worth, and they could have made it seem more like a hallucination if things were like skipping far more.
Oh yeah,
like in the first film, there are scenes where she just appears somewhere and she looks confused as to why she got there. They should have done more of that in the second film, in the third act, and then it would be more acceptable because the whole thing in the third act feels like it's just a continuous sequence, right? Because she wakes up in the hospital, she kills her mother, she runs to Tao to get to have the entity removed, to put herself.
It turned into an action movie, damn near.
Yeah, or the ride or die. Yeah, it's just all that stuff, and then you find out that nothing. Now, if it was skipping, like now, let's say they removed segments, like where she kills her mother, and the next thing you know, she's down on the street talking to Gabby, asking for help.
I can see that.
In your mind, you would already know, oh, okay, this whole thing's a hallucination. This whole thing, because it just jumps to it, and it's like, oh, okay. But the fact that they make it a narrative in her mind, I'm not fine with that.
You could even have it to where, like, because I remember there was an edit in Inception, and I was just like, and I thought it was with that edit, I thought it was like, it wasn't real. But it's the scene where they're in the snow level, and Tom Hardy, or I think it was Leo, they plant a bomb on the fucking grate or whatever, and then they blow it up. The thing is, he had set the bomb, and then all of a sudden it cuts to him doing, and I was just like, why did they cut it like that? So if they kind of had it to where with this, it was kind of like, yeah, they shaved some of that down, but also the editing just kind of like, edits kind of weird to where it's like, yeah, to where it's just like, hey, like, why did they do it like that? Yeah. Come to find out, it's because she's hallucinating. Shit is just jumping. And then eventually you kind of jump bigger spots.
Yep. And it would have shortened.
Yep.
It would have shortened it. But
yeah, honestly, to get both movies though, I thought both movies were great though.
Yeah.
Like
they were
some great horror movies. Yeah,
they were pretty good. The second one, by far, the acting, the performances, the way it goes about, is by far the best. It's just, yeah, we've discussed it multiple times. Yeah. Definitely worth the watch though. Definitely worth the watch.
I say definitely go see this in theaters.
Yeah. Okay. Now, unlike Terrifier, I would rewatch these. I would. They're just, for me, better done.
Oh, absolutely. Because, I agree with that. I mean, Terrifier, even though I hate the gore,
that's what you're there for.
I'm there for that. It's crazy. I'm there for that. And also, Art the Clown is fucking hilarious. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Him and Santa Claus, like, that's fucking hilarious. But if you want like a real,
he's on the leg.
I love when she's just like, what the boyfriend say? You talking like you want to fuck him. I don't want to fuck him. And then Terrifier just, well, fuck.
No. Oh.
I love that. Art the Clown is hilarious. But he's adorable. I'm going to go see that
You
again.
can get yourself a stuffed Art the Clown plushie.
I am going to see that again on $5 Tuesday. I got to. But yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely, yeah. Smile 2 over Terrifier. Absolutely. It's a better
definitely
crafted
recommend.
horror movie, you know?
Yeah, it's like it's beat for beat more enjoyable. It still has some of the gruesome aspects, just like Terrifier, but it's also got more of a structured story, I guess you could say.
Both are great movies, depending on
Yeah.
what type of horror you want.
Smile 1 and Smile 2 are both great movies.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
But
that's it for me. That's it for me.
Yeah, that's it for me too. Hey, everybody, thank you for watching. Everybody on my IG, I appreciate y'all coming in for like for 5 seconds and leaving. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Maybe next time you'll come in for like 30 seconds.
Anyone who stops by, you're welcome. You're welcome to stop by, leave a comment, whatever you want to just take off.
Yep. And yeah, so I'm Maurice. Thank y'all for watching. As always, I will see y'all next time. Peace.
Doodles.
I can't wait to go see Terrifier again.